all the way back down to the time of the beginning, which the scriptures talk about how the prophets were there in the beginning. All right. And it talks about how if we following a philosophy or a doctrine of these other nations, it's a trap and a snare unto us, because it says the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens. So if they here and now in these times in our captivity, if they're accepting what you're speaking and they're cool with that, then it's obviously not right. It's not right. It's a trap. It's a snare. If they're cool with what you're teaching, it's a trap and a snare, and it's a false doctrine. Because what we're teaching, they're not down with. Because this is not of this world. All right. I'm going to jump to verse 20. It says, "And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger?" You can't do it, because it's going to lead you to death. It's going to lead to death. All right. All these religions and false doctrines. You can, like I say, you can even have this book, King James Version, but they have got the interpretations and doctrines of devils. All right. It's not the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. If they're accepting it, you best believe you're not in the truth. All right. So going back to Proverbs 7, and I'll read 5 again. It says, "That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and behold, among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. He went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtle of heart, real crafty." All right. Who's real crafty? Number one, Esau. That's putting out and allowing this false doctrine to be put to the masses, you know. And then our people are too. You know, it says they join themselves with them. All right. And you've always had that. All right. And it says, "in subtle of heart, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner." That reminds me of a scripture in Ezekiel 16, and right, it's Ezekiel 16 and 24. It says, "That thou hast also built unto thee an eminent place, and hast made thee a high place in every street. Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and hast made thy beauty to be abhorred, and hast opened thy feet to every one that passed by, and multiplied thy whoredoms." All right. That's these churches today. Every head of the way, every street. All right. Back in Proverbs 7 and 12. "Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner." These false doctrines at every corner, wherever you go to, you can find some false doctrine of this, some false doctrine of that, of false philosophy of this, false philosophy of that. This church, this temple, that synagogue, that whatever they call them for the Muslims and shit. You know, verse 13, it says, so she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with covering of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfume. It reminds me, while you go down to your way to Egypt, you know, walk down to Egypt. I'm butchering the scripture, but it says, I have perfumed my bed with myrrhs and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves, for the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will not come home to the day appointed. It says, with her much fair speech she calls him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of stocks. And that's what our people go in these churches, going in these synagogues, going in these Muslim temples, just like a sheep led going to the slaughter and don't even know it. It says, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Knoweth not that it is for his life. That's why it says, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare. As a bird seeing, you know, some food, but don't even understand that as soon as they grab that food, snared, caught, taken, dead. That's our people in these churches today. Thought it was real smooth, thought it was sweet, but you got snared. That's why the scriptures told us to be separate. Separate ourselves from these people. Separate ourselves from all these nations and what they say is what's up. Their philosophies, their doctrines. Because they made them up. It's false. And like I say, even if they got this book and they misinterpret it, it's no good. It still leads to destruction. All right. It says, verse 24, hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray unto her paths. For she has cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is a way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. And that's what these religions, if you calling yourself a Baptist, you calling yourself a Jehovah's Witness, you calling yourself a Lutheran, Episcopalian, a Protestant, a Buddhist, a Seventh-day Adventist, any religion, false philosophy, any of that is the way to hell and going to the chambers of death. All right, that's what that woman is talking about. All right, that's the woman, a false doctrine. All right, this is right. Right, I read that one. All right, I'm gonna hit Isaiah 59 and 20. This is Isaiah 59 and 20. It says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob. All right, and I got that because those that turn from transgression, so basically return to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai from transgression. It says in Jacob, meaning the Israelites. So the Israelites that return to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? And from transgression. Return to him and from transgression in Jacob, right? It says, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, said Yahweh, from henceforth and forever. So the elect is going to return. The elect is going to put off the old man. The elect is going to return to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and stop transgressing. All right? Because we all have sinned and fallen short of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But the elect will return. All right? From the transgressing and from all the strange women, all the false doctrines. All right? See, but the 2/3 are going to stay there on to their demise, to their destruction. All right? This is 2 Corinthians 11. 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. It says, for I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you a chaste virgin to Yahushua. So you're going to be that virgin if you forsook the transgressions and return to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Then you could be presented as that chaste virgin. All right. It says, but I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahushua, and then corrupted with a false doctrine, corrupted with that strange woman. All right. So he's espoused us to one husband, all right, Yahweh, right, that we may be presented as a chaste virgin, should I say, all right, and that's what it's talking about. Not no, oh, you haven't had sex, physical sex with a woman and you're not a virgin. That's madness. Because I've actually had somebody say that to me. I was basically condemning some crackers, and he gonna ask me if I was a virgin. As soon as he asked me that, I knew where he was about to go. Because I was saying something about the 144, and then he asked me, oh, well, are you a virgin? I laughed and said no. And then he went right there to that Revelations 14 and 4. Yeah, no, see, they are virgins. The 144 are going to be virgins. So he didn't have the understanding that it's not talking about, oh, you're going to be actually virgins that never had sex with a woman before. It's not talking about that. All right. And here it is, the scriptures, the precepts to prove it. All right. Matter of fact, I'll start at 1 at the top, 2 Corinthians 11 and 1. It says, would to God ye could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you a chaste virgin to Yahushua. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, how did he beguile her? He told her some deceit. All right? He lied. So the words that came out of his mouth, of the serpent's mouth, so it was words that came out of his mouth, a false doctrine that came out of his mouth, and he used subtly, to basically fool Eve, and it worked. And it says, Paul saying, hey, but I fear lest by any means as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahushua, the doctrine, the understanding of these words. So it's talking about these words right here. All right. So last scripture, Psalms 73 and 27. It says, for lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from thee. So if you go a-whoring from the Most High, which Paul said he's espoused one husband unto us, and we are likened as a woman as well. All right. And so we supposed to be, our mind and everything about us is supposed to be in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, in the one interpretation that the Most High intended these words to mean. And we're not going a-whoring after a false doctrine, all right, a false philosophy, which basically, like it says in Jeremiah, which are no gods, when I fed you to the full. Matter of fact, I'll just hit that real quick and end it on that. This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 5. Yeah, Jeremiah 5 and 7. It says, how shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. All right. So if you sworn by a religion, you sworn by a false doctrine, a false philosophy. All right. And it says that the gods of the nations are idols, are made up. That's why it says, and sworn by them that are no gods. They really are no gods. They're made up. It says, when I have fed them to the full, I gave you everything you needed to know. To live right, to live healthy, to live prosperous, and to live and ultimately get salvation. He gave it all to us. All that. It says, they then committed adultery. How did we do that? By saying that we are a Jehovah's Witness. That's committing adultery. By saying we are Baptists and believing in the Trinity. That's committing adultery. By saying we are Muslim. That's committing adultery. By saying we are Seventh-day Adventists. We are this, we are that. All that is committing adultery. Because he said that we are married unto him. Matter of fact, Jeremiah 3 and 14, it says, turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you. All right. So that's committing adultery when we serve another God, which is no God, for real. It says, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. All right. So we got to return to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And if we don't, then that's destruction for the ones who don't. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that don't return to this doctrine. All right. And, you know, starting with Great Millstone and the apostles of Great Millstone are the authorities of that the Most High entrusted this word to feed the elect. All right. So with that, hopefully brothers were edified, and the few sisters that do watch. Once again, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the Akim that's out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom and death to America.